Hello and welcome to the chess workshop where the brain is our grinder. And today we're going to have a look at this position right here, queen and king against bishop and king. And before I'm going to start, I want you to pause the video and try to find a solution yourself or a winning strategy. And then we'll look at it at the board. So I hope you paused the video and found the solution or winning strategy yourself. And here, the first thing we have to know, as in all the other endgames too, we have to force this king to an edge, and here we're going to force it to the 8th rank. And we can achieve that only with queen and king playing together. It's not as well. It's almost as easy as queen and king against king, but in this case here we need the king too. And queen and king against king, we can just use the queen, and then after that we just bring the king closer. But here we have to use both at the same time. And one other characteristics of this endgame is that this bishop here on d5 can only control light squares, right? And here you can see that our pattern is only on the dark squares. We only play, or almost only play, on the dark squares. And this is because, the bishop on d5 has no power over the dark squares, and we can just force the black king to an edge, pretty easily actually. And well, let's have a look at this position here and how we're going to start. So here we're going to start with queen b5, since our king on e3 is perfectly placed. We want to improve our queen first, queen b5, which pins the bishop on d5 and only allows black to move the king, so the black king retreats to d6. Now we move our king again, because we have to improve our king now, and we play king d4. Now the bishop on d5 is hanging, so black has to move the bishop, bishop e6, and here our king on d4 is already nicely placed. Here we can move our queen again with queen b6. Now black plays king e7. Once again, we have to do something with our king now. We play king e5, and as you can see that we only used dark squares to force the black king to an edge. So here the bishop on e6 is hanging again, and black has to move the bishop, bishop f7. And here is a already nice combination, or a nice trick actually. There are two moves. For example, this is the main move, queen d6, and we can also look at queen b7. This also works. It's not a dark square, but it doesn't matter because the bishop is no threat there to the queen. But first we're going to look at queen d6 check here. This only allows the king to go to e8, and here we can use a trick that the bishop is on the board, and the bishop can move still, and we can kind of stalemate the black king. But since black has a bishop still, he can move the bishop, and it's not a stalemate, right? But we can pin the king there on e8, pin the king down on e8, and then checkmate in the next move. And explaining this, maybe you already saw the solution and you found it yourself. Here we play king f6, everything happens on the dark squares, and there's already the arrow right there. We are threatening queen e7 checkmate. And as you can see, the forcing moves, or the way how we force the black king to an edge is almost as easy as queen and king against king. But here in this case, we really need both pieces, queen and king. So, and here the king can't move. and this leaves only the bishop. So for example, the bishop goes to b3, and now we can just play queen e7, checkmate. And let's go back to this position right here. We can also play queen b7 and follow a little bit that pattern we just used. This also works, king f8, and now king f6. Everything happens on the dark squares. The bishop is hanging on f7, sorry. If the bishop goes to e8, for example, this allows checkmate immediately, queen g7 checkmate. And if the bishop, for example, goes to h5, we can just play queen e7 check, king g8, and now we play queen g7 checkmate. And everything, once again, everything happens on the dark squares. Since the bishop has no power over the dark squares, it is fairly easy to force the black king to an edge, and the bishop is almost useless. And this is how you win queen and king against bishop and king. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you want to see more chess content, please subscribe to my channel.